Okay, so there's one part of the creative business process I feel like not all creative business owners give enough thought to, and that is the lead call, the clarity call, the more information call, like the call where you talk with your client, you talk with your bride, the company, whatever it is, to get more information from them, to give more information about your services and see if you connect. There are habits that you can have around that call to make sure things don't fall through the crack, and I'm going to talk about why here today. I'm Lauren with The Smarter Creative. I am helping creative business owners work smarter in their business, not harder. I am a Dubsado pro and a system specialist. I love all things business organization and behind the scenes, seamless ways of doing business. So if you are a creative small business owner, you are in the right place, on the right channel. Be sure you subscribe to my channel and hit your notification bell. I put new videos out every week, and I'm so glad you're here. First thing I want to hit on with your lead calls is you have to have a consistent way of having those calls. So ideally, you really want a lead to be able to book a call with you using some kind of scheduler, either Calendly, HoneyBook, Dubsado, Acuity, whatever it is. You want to make it really easy for the lead to be able to schedule a call with you. You don't want to go back and forth in DMs to figure out like when's a good time to call and have a chat. So make it easy for them to schedule. And two, have a system of what your preference is, whether it's a phone call or a video call, whether you're calling over Google Meet or Zoom, like whatever it is, make sure it's very clear and it is what you need and what the client needs. So I personally love a phone call for my lead calls. I do a lot of mental processing on those calls. And so my thinking head is on, so like my eyes are closed, I'm thinking, I'm really listening, I'm really trying to process and hear what the lead is saying so I can best serve them long term. And my preference is to just do that over the phone, and I can be in a good place to be able to just take notes and everything. Which takes me to the third point, which is to have a consistent way that you take notes from your lead call. I cannot tell you the number of clients I have that are like, oh man, like I ask about a lead that they had and they're just like, I don't remember that conversation. Because if a couple of days pass and you didn't take notes, or maybe you took notes in whatever way made sense for you in that moment, future you does not know what that means and where to find those notes. So for me, I like to have a digital note-taking app. I use GoodNotes on my iPad. I have a specific lead calls notepad. So as soon as I start the call, I start a new page, I date it with who I'm talking to, and the only information there is about leads that I have. You could potentially just take notes on your phone. You could have an actual journal notepad, like an in-person one. If you only take a lead call every once in a while, maybe just in your planner, you take notes down. But you want to make sure you're taking your notes from that call in a consistent place for you to be able to reference in the future, because you just might need information from that call. How do they like to do business? What are some fun facts about them that you picked up? Whatever it is that you need to know about them, you want to write it down, and write it down in a consistent way so that your brain doesn't have to process what you need to do when you hop on a lead call. The other thing, number 4, to know is what is happening after that lead call. Are you sending them a custom quote? Are you sending them just more of your pricing options? Do you have like an automation if it's not a good fit, or maybe you find out the services they need are just not ones that you offer? I really want to suggest to you that you have like some automated canned emails that in a click of a button after your lead call, you can send off your pricing, send off a quote, you can send off a, hey, it's not going to work together, but here's a couple other suggestions that I have for you. And it makes it super easy to be able to follow up from that lead instead of starting from scratch every time. Honestly, like those canned emails, I customize them when I follow up with the lead to make sure they're like super specific to them. But having a starting point just helps my brain secure the sale faster and just like move forward to make sure I'm getting what I need to get out for them. I utilize Dubsado workflows for this. I always encourage my clients to utilize Dubsado workflows for this, because not only then is my workflow sending the immediate follow-up email or pricing or whatever it is for that lead, I'm also automatically sending out reminders, because I feel like that is like the biggest thing when you have a lead call. It's not just the note taking, it's not just the call itself, it's not just the immediate follow-up, but it's the 3 days later, 7 days later, 2 weeks later, 3 months later, if that's what your business, is, where you can follow up months later and be like, hey, are you still interested in that branding photography session? I had a spot open up and I thought about you. I mean, that could be months later, and we don't think about that in our day-to-day lives of like, oh, what's happening with that lead? How do I follow up with that lead? Schedule it out, make it automated, and just have your CRM system auto schedule it out. If you are a Dubsado user and you really want to implement things like that, I would love to come into your business and help. It's one of my favorite things that Dubsado does, is those automated follow-ups, both for before a phone call, after a phone call, even if you don't do a phone call, like whatever it is. And I do VIP days to set up those very specific workflows for you so your business can flourish in all the ways that it really should be, with the tools and the systems that you're already paying for and you're already using. So I hope those tips were so helpful. If you want a clarity call with me to talk about your Dubsado, your workflows, or maybe you're just fully overwhelmed in your business and you just need someone to talk to, schedule a clarity call with me. The link is in the description. I'm so glad you are here. I put new videos out every Friday. If there's a specific topic that you want to see, make sure you drop it down below, and I'll see you guys next week.